What's up, YouTube family? So we're back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about stop hunts, right? AKA reversals, right? How can you avoid being stop hunted within these markets? It's simple, right? You trade after the stop hunt, right? You don't trade leading into the stop hunt Now you're gonna be, you feel me, stop hunted. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? All right, so basically, what is a reversal in these markets? It's simply when price moves in the opposite direction that the current direction has taken, right? When prices reverse directions, it indicates that the market makers have ran a level of stops and a significant move should unfold in a new direction, right? So basically, what am I saying right here? What am I talking? Am I talking gibberish, jibber jab? Right? Nah, 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 nah. I'm not doing none of that. Right? Simply it's that. Let's say people see a high, right? You know, people like to call tops in these markets, right? So they see a high, right? They start to sell. What do they do? Place buy stops, right? What do they do again? They place sell stops below the lows again, right? So basically, prices will, for a stop hunt, what you want to look for, you want to see a bullish engulfing push price, right? If I was to give you step by step, right, this is what you want to look for, right? It's not always going to be a bullish engulfing. Sometimes it's going to be like a consolidation, right? But for me, when I first started off, bullish engulfings was what I looked for first in price, right? So yeah, basically we have a high, right? People place their buy stops, and we have a low. People place their sell stops, right? So basically prices will run for buy stops, right? Once they collected enough buy stops, they will violate this low, right? Basically activating sell stops, which will then there will be another higher time frame support right here. It could be a imbalance, it could be a order block, right? Something like that. And then prices will get pushed back up into this bullish engulfing, which they will sell off. Basically, what they're doing, they're taking off buys to go lower, right? Same thing here, right? We have a low in price. We have sell stops. What do? They violate, collects the sell stops, reverses, breaks the high, right? And what guys could look for bullish breakers, right? You could look for, easiest thing you could do is look for bearish engulfing being violated by bullish prices, right? And then you'll get your bearish breaker. Bullish breaker, right? So basically, within these markets, they like to buy from bullish engulfings and buy from bearish engulfings, and they like to um, buy from bearish engulfings and sell from bearish engulfings, right? So that's how they keep the puzzle so zigzagging, people can't latch on, right? So, and we also have the cousin related to the breaker block. We have the failure swing. What is a failure swing? When prices fail to make a higher high, simply simply that is basically how you would say, when prices fail to make a higher high, that's a failure swing, right? They'll violate the lows. What do? They come back to take off positions from these buyers and go lower, right? So yeah, and also this is the version for the brother of the bullish breaker, right? You have a failure swing, right? A bullish failure swing, right? Prices fail to make a lower low, right? Violates the high, right? Retest the high. What you guys can look for is a bearish engulfing, right? To then have basically to look forward to buying from, right? And there's also another setup too with this, right? With the failure swing, right? Prices doesn't have to retest at the low of the failure swing. They can then come back, right, and test the high, right? So this right here, you can also have this as another setup for a failure swing, right? Basically, they'll leave that high right there in place, and they'll capitalize off this bearish order block. So could be another stop hunt, right? Let's say you sold that high, you had your buy stops above it. They come, you think it's a breakout going to the upside, and no, they capitalize on your buy stops and go lower. All right, same thing here, right? You guys see another scenario. We can have that low in price, right? Let me clone this. We can have that low in price. What's below that low? Sell stops is below this low. They could violate this potential bullish breaker, right? And come right there for the bullish order block instead, and then capitalize on these sell stops from this low. right? Because you know people place their sell stops below lows. So there are two different ways you can use these failure swings, right? And yeah, and basically how you would use a bearish and bullish breaker, right? So let's go into prices and basically show you guys examples on what I look for, right? So today we're going to be looking at US 30, right? And we're going to be identifying stop hunts in these markets. How can you avoid being stop hunted, right? So we start to our left. You clearly see what? You see a consolidation. You see a breakout to the upside. People buy stops are activated. What does the market makers do? They consolidate, expand again, right? Capitalizing on the, not capitalizing, but you could say trapping the bullish buyers in this last up candle before the down move. Does what? Violates this bullish order block right here, which was supposed to continue price to go higher, right? So that's been violated. And now what do? They come and they, right, we have a bullish breaker right here. Look at the low of that bullish breaker, right? You see where prices came in tested. Let's make this a color we can see clearly, right? So let me put the background on, right? Make it orange, right? So you guys see right there. Let me send this to the back. Right, so you guys see right there, they come back and they test the bullish breaker. That was basically a bullish engulfing that was violated by bearish prices. They came, they tested it, and they sold off, right? So that's just one example of a bearish breaker right there. And then we have another example of a stop hunt, right? A stop hunt. Basically, what do we use to trade stop hunts? We use imbalances and order blocks. And yeah, basically those tools, right? And breaker blocks. So for the next stop hunt, what do we see here? We see this equal highs, right? We see this resistance, 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 right? They come and touch the resistance. People selling, people selling. What do they have above here? Right, in case there's a breakout, buy stops, right? Look what we have. We have a last up candle before the down move, bearish order block. What do? They come and they fuck their day up, take their money, accounts blown, right? Divorces are happening, right? And a lot of fucked up shit, right? When people lose money. That's why we're learning how to avoid losing money, right? So we look here again. What do we see here? We see this last, look at this bullish, this last consolidation right here. All right, look at that again. Boom, boom. Just like that. So you guys see how when I said that when I first started, I looked for bullish engulfings, right? Or basically consolidations that propelled price up that was violated by bearish prices. Basically there. So we see right here, one right there. That's a bearish breaker. We see one right here, bearish breaker, right? That's just how the bearish breakers in price. Right there. So where can we see bullish breakers in price now? Basically, we have this low right here that was violated, right? This last down candle you see is a bearish engulfing. What this prices does, they come back to the bearish engulfing. Okay, you could use this high now because this was the highest high before that sold prices off. So you could use this instead right here because that's what ICT also says, right? Because I would have been looking to capitalize on this. Hold on. Let me get this to pop up. Send to the back. All right, I would have been waiting to capitalize on this last down candle, but this was the last down candle that sold the price off, right? Taking out these sell stops and then violated by bullish pricing. So here's a bullish breaker right here. You guys see it in price. All right, so bullish breaker to bearish breaker and so on and so on, right? You guys see that they do it over and over again, right? So let's continue. Let's look for some more setups. So we have two bearish breakers. We have one bullish breaker. Can we find more in price, right? Also, we're also looking for not just bullish breakers and bearish breakers, right? We're looking for, let's see, failure swings as well, right? You guys can clearly see the stop hunt right here too, right? Let's look at this area here, right? Let's see what happened in here. I don't want to make this video too long. I want to be straight to the point, but let's just see for a second what happened in that area. Let's see if we can find on smaller time frames what was going on. So let's highlight that area. Let's go into smaller time frames and see what exactly went on. Right. Send that to the back. So basically, let's go to the 30 minutes. Let's see what was going on within that area. Right. So within this blue box here, you know price is fractal, right? So basically we see these highs right here. We see resistance, resistance, resistance. What did they do, right? This was the last area that bought price back up. You guys see it right there. So what do? They basically, that's all you want to look for in these markets. You want to look for the area that buys price and gets violated. So look at this right there. Again, 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 right? Stop hunt. So that's the best way you can trade stop hunts, even on smaller time frames, right? Basically just like that. And for stop losses, for people who probably are probably wondering how to trade these um breakers, right? Basically what you want to do is the block itself, your stop loss would just go just above it. So for example, you would grab the sell, right? Let me see, where is it? Short right here. So basically you'll enter right here, your stop loss will go just above the box, right? You don't want to see them break that, and then you can target what, these lows, right? As simple as that. All right, so let's look at current day prices now. What can we see what's going on with current price, right? Because basically what a stop hunt could be, it could be a hunt of a single high or um, a hunt of equal highs, right? So let's look on current day price because I have something marked up for current day price. All right, so basically you guys, we look at current day price. What do we see here on US 30? We clearly see this, we see this support level right here. What's below this support level? Basically sell stops. I'm looking at this last consolidation to expansion. Basically I'm looking at a bullish order block to capitalize on the sell stops that are waiting below this support. Right, and also we see liquidity here. We see trend line liquidity. What's above this trend line? It's going to be buy stops, right? What point of interest do we see in the markets? We see a 4-hour imbalance, right? What's above this resistance right here, right? Buy stops. Buy stops are above that resistance. We go on the 1 hour. You guys will see that I have in that area, right? That I have a 1 hour imbalance, right? I was waiting for that play the whole time, yo. The whole time I saw this play out, I was just waiting for them to get. I thought this was gonna be the stop hunt candle, just take out these buyers and just sell off. But we didn't get that. I don't know why. Sometimes I just understand what price does, right? So what I'm waiting for now is to capitalize on the buy stops above this trend line, right? What else we got going on? And I'm waiting to capitalize the buy stops below, the sell stops below this support level, right? And also, what do we have here? We have a low, right? Sell stops are below it. We have this last candle that did what? That sold below, that grabbed sell stops, right? So the orders are in this last candle right here, right? So these are my current buy areas right now within US 30. Right now, I want to buy below support, right? You know, you guys buy low, sell high. Well, I buy low and you buy low, I buy lower, right? So sell stops below here. We have this last down candle before the up move, right? So basically, guys, that's all there is to this video for stop hunts. Basically, all you want to do is see liquidity get grabbed and see a low get violated. What can you look for within that low? You can look for bullish engulfing, right? Or basically the area, the cluster of orders that bought price higher, right? Same thing with a bullish breaker. That was a bearish breaker. I just explained. Bullish breaker, you want to see a low get violated and then a high get violated, and then you want to see basically that last um bearish candle that sold price. You want to see a retest from it, right? So thank you guys for watching. That's all there is to this video, and I'll catch you on my next video, right? And that's all for this series too, elements to a trade setup. So next we're gonna start on basically understanding what liquidity, market structure, and other basic forms of um things that could lead to a trade setup, right? So this was basically the series for elements to a trade setup. So I hope you guys took something from these elements, right? And you can put it in your own plan and put something together and start trading profitably, right? So I'll catch you guys next time, and like and subscribe.